Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the podcast. Here I am with my special guest. You ain't seen the guy on the right in a long time. He's here on some smoke. We're here to talk about Tottenham Hotspur today, and it's a bit of a breakdown on what's going on. Spurs are only 2 points behind top four with a game played above the team ahead of them, which is obviously Man United. But things aren't all as rosy as they seem down at White Hart Lane. We're going to get into it a bit further. I'm going to introduce my guest first. I'm going to start with the guy that doesn't support Spurs. Haruni, United fan. What are you saying, Haruni?
Yo.
Excited for today's podcast, yeah?
Very.
We're going to break it down with the Spurs boys. I support United, but I'm wearing AC Milan top because they got a Champions League fixture with them next month. I'm coming in like one of the enemy and kind of neutral at the same time. Anyway, to my left, White Hart Lane season ticket holder, new White Hart Lane that is, if he borrows his brother's ticket. Share.
What are you saying?
What are you saying, Share? To my far right, old White Hart Lane season ticket holder, hasn't been there in about, new White Hart Lane in about 20 years. Shahan.
What's good, man?
There's two sides to the coin today, potentially. One of them potentially is Conte in or Conte remain. The other one might be Conte out. Or if we break it down a bit further, it might be Daniel Levy and ENIC, but we're going to get into it. Boys, Shahan, I'm going to take it to you first, yeah? You're 2 points off the top four race, yeah? Only 2 points currently. You've won 10 games in the season. You've lost 5 games in the season, Premier League only. Satisfied at the moment?
I'm not satisfied purely for the fact that it doesn't seem like we've improved since last year. Performances, like even at the start of the season when we had our best start, everyone's saying we had our best start, yeah. We were playing shit football, being bailed out by Harry Kane. We've come back from how many games, yeah? You go and ask a football player, you want to keep coming down from... Man United had that season, yeah? You know what I'm talking about?
Under Oli, yeah.
Spurs are having that season, bro. How can you say anything to our attack when we're going fucking games 1-0 down, 2-0 down, and we're still coming back? You're saying 10 wins? Bruv, how many of them games have been coming from? I think 9 games or
quite
something.
a few.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt you quickly? Sorry,
No,
Sean.
Tottenham haven't never taken the league this season. I don't think they've taken maybe one game.
Palace.
Yeah, one game we've taken the lead this season, bruv. What's improved since last season?
Let me interrupt you quickly, yeah, before I get to Shershaw. At the beginning of the season, you were one of the people that are saying this is your best start. You were the one saying that you were unbeaten in 15 games.
Yeah, but contrary to that, I was also saying that we're winning games. Yazdan started saying that we're general title contenders. In that same conversation, I said to him, bruv, we're playing dead football, getting bailed out by Harry Kane and Son. Not Son, but we're getting bailed out by Kane, Kulusevski, someone's, Bentancur. Like, we're getting bailed out by these players. They're scoring goals. I was never, bruv, since day one, I've cussed this football. Haroon is my guy. But I was never against Conte coming to this club.
Stop asking for Haroon to back you
up. I was never ever for us getting Conte in. He was never the right manager for 2 reasons, yeah?
Yeah.
The first reason is why are we giving this guy an 18-month contract? What does that say about
we come to Conte?
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to get your brief overview. I'm trying to get your brief overview on your position right now.
Listen, the dog bolted, yeah? That's different. Conte became our manager.
No, let's get to Conte in a bit. We'll get there with the structure, yeah? Share, I'm going to come to you. Just for the crowd to know, by the way, we've got Man City and Chelsea on in the background. It was 0-0 at half-time. We're watching the second half now. Share, I'm going to come to you. 2 points off the top four race. Content or not satisfied? What's happening?
I don't really expect anything different, given the fact that we've got the same bulk of players that we've had for the last 5-6 years, starting week in, week out. You know, players that were bench players and weren't even starting 4 or 5 years ago are now starting every week. Yeah. So you don't expect that. Like, you don't expect anything different, really. It's just... All
right, let me come to Haroon. From an outside point of view, Haroon, what do you think about Spurs at the moment? Their position right now, is that where they should be, or do you think they should be higher, or what?
I think their position flatters them. Like, the way they're playing is horrible. Like, I hate tuning into Spurs games. I just want to turn it off after like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a mixture of what both of them said, to be honest. Like, Kane is bailing them out and they're playing horrible football.
All right, so we go back to Shahan, yeah? Is this a Conte problem in the main?
Well, mainly, yeah, it is a Conte problem because look, if he's going to stay at this club and we're going to build, that's a different story. But if you've got, how long has he got left on his contract now? He's signed at 18 months. Yeah. So you either commit and say, right, I'll put it down 3 years or 2 years because that's how long a rebuild takes. A rebuild isn't going to take 2 transfer windows, and I get that. But the football we're playing, like, is so bad to watch. Like some decisions I don't understand he makes. Like, look, the guy, at the start when people were saying that I was pro Conte, I think it was a podcast I watched over, and in that podcast I said, look, we've signed a supposed Rolls Royce of managers, and he needs to be backed. The reason why I was against it is, come on, you got.
I swear he's been.
Levy schooled you, Conte. He sold you a dream like Adnan and me got sold a dream. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Yeah. We get sold dreams.
Listen,
he got sold a dream, bro.
I swear he's been backed.
Bro, if he's getting paid £15 million a year, he's going to be a happy man.
Signings wise, I swear he's been backed.
No, look. Tottenham's net spend.
No, forget net spend.
30 million quid. They're not going to sell.
The question is, has he been backed? Yes or no?
You're Daniel Levy, yeah? You're Daniel Levy. You've got a football club which has got 800 million pounds worth of debt, yeah? You've got whatever, 100, according to their balance sheet, they've got 200 million on their balance sheet.
Yeah.
You've got Harry Kane got 1 year left in July. It's going to be 1 year left in his contract. You got an aging team. You ain't got much money to show on your balance sheet. You understand?
Yeah.
So Levy's not sitting there thinking, all right, we got to invest £100 million. We got to invest £200 million. He's who do you sign for that much? You can't be going around signing anyone.
Let's take it back a second. Let's take it back a second.
It's going to take 3-4 transfer windows.
Has he been back so far in the short amount of time he's been there? Yes or no? You spent 200 million in the summer. You bought 7 players.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of players. There's 5-6 starters which aren't his starters, who are shit players who shouldn't be there, and they need to be moved
backed
out.
enough.
And these players, no one wants them, so they're just sitting there. They're not gonna leave like so easily. Do you understand?
Share, I'm gonna come to you. What do you mean he's not been backed enough?
Well,
7 signings, 200 million plus.
Yeah, but obviously, look, you go through the signings. He's clearly got a right back in Spence that he didn't want or that he wasn't convinced by. He even said himself it was a club signing. That's why he's not playing.
Isn't it just too stubborn? Why don't you just try him?
No, I understand that. I agree. Look, obviously Conte is not perfect, and he's obviously some of his tactics and team selections haven't been the best. I still think he's the best man for the job, and we aren't going to get a better manager out there who's going to want to come to us, especially after you've had Mourinho and Conte both come to the club, both serial winners everywhere they've been, not win anything.
Yeah, because
no, let me finish.
Because of the ownership.
No, yeah, exactly. So
he's not going to back Conte.
We'll come to the ownership in a bit. We'll come to the ownership in a bit.
He's not going to get backed. The whole point is he's not
been
going to
backed.
get backed. We'll sign the contract then. Commit to another year.
He's got another year. Tottenham can extend another year. Yeah, he's got another year. Tottenham's option. Obviously, if he wants to leave, they're not going to do it. But it's still in.
And look at his interviews. He's basically saying in his interviews, like he's covering. He has to. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He has to say what he has to say because at the end of the day, it's his reputation and his next job depends on how he leaves.
100%. Yeah.
So I take it from that point of view. But this is why at the start I was against bringing him in.
That's why you want a manager.
You just know what's going to happen. You just know what's going to happen. I predicted at the start that this wasn't the right fit, and that's why it looks like it's going. Levy is not going to back him. We all know in this room, Levy is not going to back him. He's not going to back Conte.
Why is it not the right fit, Sean?
Because he's not going to be backed to sign the players he wants.
But he's been backed.
Yeah, but
all right, one signing.
Then sign the contract and talk in another 2 years.
How can you say he's not the right fit?
If Conte's staying, he has to say, right, guys, I'll stay for 2 years. Let's build 4 transfer windows. Let's get these players out. You're not going to ship them all out overnight, bro.
He signed for 18 months, but you want him to sign for 2 years.
Levy's looking at his balance sheet. They have to balance out. That's what he's like. He's never going to put money from his own pocket. It's never going to happen. You guys are deluded. All right, if he spent £200 million, you think Levy's going to spend another £200 million without moving the players first, bro? Do you know what I'm saying, though, Haroon? Players have to go out first, bro. You can't just, let's sign this player, let's sign that player. Like, let's go through the names, Adnan, right now, who needs to leave. Emerson Royale, Davis, Eric Dyer, yeah? Who else, Jeja? We can go through so many names of players, bruv, who don't need to be playing for the team.
No, but do you agree that Dyer needs to leave? You think that as well?
100%. Yeah, he's shit, bruv. Most of our back.
Because I see some Spurs fans say that he should still be there.
No, he's
shit, a lot of people say he's Premier League level centre.
You know what the problem with Eric Dyer is, yeah? Eric Dyer's the kind of players, if he plays in a team who controls the ball, very dynamic, plays attacking, he can get away with being a shit defender.
Yeah.
Because you control the game. But when you have to defend properly, he's shit, bruv. You can't defend. He doesn't know what he's doing. Do you understand? His distribution is awful. Like he gets 1 out of 20 long passes through, bro. He's not. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of players out there who need to go. Now I understand. Look, the last thing I want to say is,
go for it.
if Levy says I'm going to back Conte and Conte signs a 2-year deal and everyone's prepared for a rebuild, that's a different story. But Conte's not that manager. You said that yourself when we got him. You were saying to me, bro, he stays for 18 months. You even said to me what's going to happen. You said there's going to be an implosion. So why did we go for that in the first place? Bring a manager who's going to understand the game, is football fabric, plays the way football's moved on now. Look at the teams the way Arsenal play. Look at the way Man United are trying to play. Look at the way all of the top teams play. Tottenham don't play like that. We're playing football, which is, I'm sorry, but it's like old school football. It works in the Italian league. It's not always going to work in Premier League unless you have the caliber and you have a season where the other teams are shit. All the other teams are good. City are good. Arsenal are good. Chelsea are dead, but Man United are coming good. Like, come on.
But can I tell you why you might be proven wrong? And
I hope I am proven wrong.
Let me say why you might be proven wrong, yeah? Because 3 months ago or 5 months ago, you finished in the top 4. He did the job that was required. Like, other than top 4, you can't really expect anything.
I was gassed when he finished top 4.
So why can you doubt him now 3 months later?
Let me tell you why we finished 4th.
Why can you doubt him 3 months later?
Let me tell you why we finished 4th. We finished 4th because Arsenal bottled it, major choke, and Man United was shit. You guys couldn't
You were unbeaten in 15 games. It's got nothing to do with Arsenal.
Yeah, but
you scored the most goals. Conte come in,
talking rubbish. Look, when I finished top 4, I even said, bruv, yeah, cool. He has to be back though. If this is what he's going to do. But why is he not committing to the club? He's just lingering there. No one knows what's going on.
Because he's holding the board to account, which a good manager does. He's demanding.
Bro, he's not the first. He's not the first one to do that. Mourinho did that as well. Mourinho did that as well.
Yeah, but
Mourinho did that as well, and he got shown the door. And in fact, Levy took the piss out of him.
Exactly.
Sacking him 1 day before
it's not right though, is it?
It's not right. Levy's not a football man. Tottenham haven't got football fabric men in the club. Do you understand? They're not the likes of Ferguson, Shankly. Like, you go through all these old names. They're not these. Like, Tottenham never been that. When Levy bought the club, he put nothing in it. He's put nothing of his own penny in it. It was all built, and even to this day, built on debt. They took money out the club. Now they've got £700 million debt. No one's going to want to buy them. You're the back of the queue of Man United. You're back of the queue of Liverpool. Like, who wants to buy Tottenham? £700 million
have you
debt.
seen their accounts?
You really think this man's going to put more money in the club?
Let me speak for a second.
Let him speak.
Look, Tottenham generate the most revenue. Their stadium generates most revenue of any other stadium. They're not even releasing the accounts because they know that when the Spurs fans see that, they're going to get vexed. You know how much money we generate per game? It's the most in Europe. Go look at our stadium. So,
well, then,
you know what I mean?
What I'm saying to you is,
everything's there.
Let's leave all of this. Yeah. Do you think Levy's going to back Conte?
No, I don't think. But if
do you think Conte is going to stay long term?
He will no, but I don't disagree.
Question.
No.
You
Let me
yes
answer
or
it.
You say no.
I
think no.
No, I don't
He's
disagree.
Not going to stay. He's not going to sign, and he won't be back. So we already know what's going to happen, bro.
Shesha, do you think Conte is the right man to take you lot forward?
Yes, like any fan, this is the problem with Spurs fans, yeah? Like, they always say, we want this type of manager. Like, what? You want a manager to come in to develop shit players that you're going to sell on to another mediocre club, to battle just for 4th place, and, you know what I mean, no urgency. You know, no trophies, no honours for like 7-8 years. What is that?
He might be right there.
No. Let me finish. Let me speak.
Let him finish.
Look, this guy's talking about, it takes 4 years for a rebuild. Look at Chelsea, bro. Look at the American that's bought Chelsea. He's been
Go look at Chelsea's net spend and see how much money they spend.
Let me make a point.
Our net spend's like 30 million. There's like 600 million.
Forget net spend for a second.
The more money you spend on the team, the more trophies you win.
Since Conte come in, net spend has been high. It's been minus 200, yeah? That's what I'm saying.
Do you think they're going to put another 200 million in it?
I'm not going to say 200, but in January, I can see you spending at least 60 mil.
No, we'll bring in a couple players.
I don't think they will.
They're wrong.
No, they'll bring in.
Are you not listening to what Conte is saying in the
reason
press?
they won't.
Can you not read through the lines of what he's saying in the press? He knows what he's been told. There is no money, and now he's trying to save his ego, make him sure he looks diplomatic and everything.
No, but all he's doing that so that Levy spends.
Like, I understand. It's not all Conte's fault. By the end of the day, can we change? Can we
know how the game works?
Can we change? Can we change?
You see it too.
Let me ask you a simple question. Can we change the whole team overnight?
No.
Can we change the ownership overnight?
No.
Them things take time. The only thing you can change is
management. What's your point? What's the manager going to change? We've had 15 managers under ENIC. What's changed? One League Cup. You're talking about a manager that builds, like, for example,
I'm with you on ENIC out. I don't want this ownership at our football club.
We're going to get to the ownership in a bit.
The new stadium was... These people gassing up that this stadium makes this much money. The stadium was not worth it in the end. The stadium's going to have to be renovated. Lots of things need to happen at that stadium. Do you understand? People don't understand. They sell you a dream. He listens to shit like Alistair Gold. Alistair Gold is a club man. He worked... In terms of the stuff he says, he's never going to say things for the way they are. He's never going to go to a press conference.
Did you watch his last podcast? His last podcast, he was calling out the owners. Like, go watch his latest stuff.
He has time to
even
question
he's vexed.
people. He has time to
even
question
Alistair
people. He
Gold is
doesn't even
like,
question
is pissed off at the club. Let me just talk for a second. Look,
Go for it.
Tottenham, if we can't win under Conte, there is no point in supporting this club. Like, you're talking about a manager that's going to come and build with limited resources. Nothing's going to happen. Conte is the best manager we've had. You know what I mean? Especially.
Do you think he's going to stay?
I think.
Say it out. Wait with chest. Do you think he's going to be?
I think he will stay. I think he will stay. It just depends on, obviously, you know what I mean, ENIC backing him to the point which he wants, which isn't off the mark. Like, you know what I mean, we've got a few good players there.
I agree with you, but these things don't take 2 transfer windows. Do you know what I'm saying, though?
No,
To
but
get
it
rid of
can-
all
Look,
the
can I
players.
ask you a quick question, both
Takes
of you,
long-
or even
it's a
Haroon?
long time to build a team.
Is Spurs squad as good as Newcastle squad right now, or even last season? Yeah, it's as good as.
They got a better
No, it's
defense than
better.
us.
It's better.
But
They-
overall,
they got better defense.
Overall,
Spurs
let's
have a
say
better
it's
team.
as good at least. Therefore, my point is, a manager, forget ownership for a sec, a manager itself can change the way that the club is run.
no. But look, Newcastle
Can
aren't.
change
But
the
how
future of the club.
long can we be playing this shit?
Newcastle did it in 6 months.
We had
bro.
0 shots on
Newcastle
target.
don't play
Let me
great
tell you
football.
what-
We scored more goals than Newcastle last year. They still did well.
No,
though.
Adnan, let me talk about
Yeah, but
Newcastle.
it's a
No,
different season.
The difference about Newcastle is they got new owners. They know they got to play to a certain set of standard. They got new fresh faces in. They know which direction the club's going, and everyone is playing for a point. When you look at Tottenham play now, they don't look like they're playing for anything. I'm sorry, you look at players like Højbjerg, Eric Dyer, Ben Davies. They know they're not going to win leagues. They know they ain't going to.
Yeah,
You know
all
what I
these
mean?
guys need
That's
to go.
why they play with no
All
urgency,
these
no
guys
direction.
he's naming can't be playing for this football club, and these guys are some of them are a little bit above average, but they're just. Do you know what I mean? They're like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th finish playing. Like, if you want to finish 7th or 8th, but this is another thing, yeah. Do you think Daniel Levy is happy? Like, we're looking at him churning profit, like you're saying, they're making record profit. Like, of course, they're going to want to sell a certain dream to the club, do you understand, to the fans. So I think, yeah, okay, they bought some players in, but look, you've just got rid of what's his face, Nuno, yeah. Who do you go to? The fans are thinking, bro, what the fuck, where are we heading? So that's why they got Conte, and I get that, yeah. But when you're sitting down with him and he's saying, look, 18 months, like, you're not. I'm sorry, like, he's taking a punt on something, and like, let's just go with it, fuck it. So now look, the ball's in Conte's court. You got to commit to the club long term and come out and say it. You have to say that because players like Harry Kane now, he's got 1 year left on his contract. He wants to know where the club's going as well. It's odds are he's going to leave.
Yeah,
but
and this is his way of holding the board to account. You're not going to give the board what they want to hear. You know what I mean? He's grabbing the board by the balls.
You know,
and saying,
Sherish's
look,
point isn't.
Listen, no one grabs Levy
Isn't
by the balls.
Sherish's
That
point,
guy's
yeah,
fucked.
that Conte has to be saying these things, otherwise he's
Yeah,
not going
nothing's
to
gonna
get
get
it.
changed.
So he has to
I'm
be
not
saying.
saying
So
that.
what
but
do you
I'm
wanna say?
saying you have to
I love
you
the
still
club.
have to commit to the club,
But-
though.
He's
What's-
right. as well.
You still have to commit to the club.
He is committed to the
no,
club.
but
He's saying he loves.
got
He's
6
after.
months.
He
No,
said
The
he's not.
fact that he
He's not
came
got
into
6
Tottenham
months.
was his commitment.
No, but
Tottenham
he-
got a
He got
year to
Manchester-
extend it.
Man
At that
United
time-
didn't. Well, we went for him first time, and he turned us away because Man United didn't want him. Then he came to us.
No, he
Get it
didn't.
right.
He didn't go anywhere.
Get
in
it
the
right. He
summer.
was
Both
waiting.
of them.
He didn't go.
He was waiting to speaking to a bigger
No,
club. No one wanted him.
No. He said he was taking the summer out, and then he wanted to reevaluate the situation.
because he was waiting for Man U to
United
come in.
didn't really want to go
He was
for it.
yes or no, Haroon? Was he waiting for the Man?
Remember? Do you remember when everyone was saying Arsenal were after him as well?
Yeah,
It was
because he was
trending all over
waiting. He
Twitter
was
every
waiting
day.
for a better job, Shisha. Everyone.
not,
You know what?
but-
I'll give you. Who's the greatest ever manager for you, Adnan?
Obviously,
Do you trust him? Everything he said.
Fergie?
Yeah. Do you know what he said about Daniel Levy? He said Daniel Levy is a different man. That's what he said. His
I
quote.
can't trust everything because he got Moyes in.
That's what
I'll trust
Ferguson
most of
said.
it.
But that's what Ferguson said. He said Daniel Levy is just a different man. He's not a man bred from football cloth. Like,
Yeah,
he's not
obviously
someone.
everyone
He's
knows
never
that.
ever going to be. He's never. We're never under
We're gonna
him.
get
We're
to the
never going to
ownership
win
in a bit.
shit.
Don't worry.
We're not going to win
get the
jack
ownership in a
underneath
bit.
him.
All right. So, sorry. Quick question, Shahan. Conte's not the right man for you, yeah? No, yeah. Not the right man.
Go.
Morris.
Man City have just scored. We're going to pause for a sec. Let's just watch. Share. Is Conte the right man for the job? Yeah.
Of course, he's the right man for the job.
So I'm going to come to Shahan. If not Conte, then who?
Well, listen.
Oh, here we go.
Listen. Tottenham, no matter what happens, are going to end up getting Pochettino back in. Like,
Let's
we
talk
just
about
know-
him.
We just know it's going to happen. Like, you know why? When and if Conte goes,
Yeah.
what does the club have to do? They have to save face. They'll try and appease the fans again. Let's bring Pochettino back. They'll run that whole media spin. It's inevitable that he's going to come back to Tottenham. Innit? Like that's.
I think
He's been our best manager in like 12 years. Like he's going to be him. He's going to end up coming. Like
What, is he the right man though?
I think so. I think like he deserves
Why?
it. I think like listen. Let's be honest. Yeah. Let's be honest. in terms of when he first came to Tottenham, yeah, we had Tim Sherwood in charge. Tottenham were in the real shit. We just seen AVB go before that. Mediocre football. We scored 55 goals, conceded 50 that season. Sherwood there. He was playing Soldado up front, playing all sorts of shit players.
Yeah.
And then Pochettino came in 2014. Got rid of shit like Chirichez, Soldado, all these crap players. Started playing younger players. Tottenham were, you know what I mean? We took us in a direction which, look, in terms of the last, before he came, we had 12 managers in 10 years or something. 10 managers in 12 years or something. He was the one, like, where Tottenham fans, like, why are we sitting here now and debating Conte, win titles, all this shit? That came from Pochettino. Because before that, we were very excited. Look, let's go back 10 years before that. We were happy to finish 10th place above West Ham.
Yeah.
It was always a 10th place battle between Tottenham and West Ham. That's what Tottenham fans look forward to, occasionally cup run. Then it finally moved to Martin Yeo era. We started thinking, yeah, Europa League, Champions League. And then Pochettino came and we become a regular top 4 club. So he for what he did for the club, part of that revolution, the way the club's moved, he played his part. All right, we could have won some trophies along the way. We were disappointed on that front, but he improved the club in many other areas. Now, since then, it's gone downhill. It's gone backwards because no one's come in and rebuilt the club properly. The real investments needed. None of that's happened. And knowing how the club work, if we're sitting here and I know that it's going to be Pochettino, I could be wrong, then who am I to say he can't come in? Like, what realistically, even if we're against it, he's going to come in.
So what does Poch change if he comes in now? For example, let's say
this is what he gives.
This is what he
Conte
gets sacked now.
This is what he gives to the club. This is what he gives to the club. It gives the club and the fans and everyone an understanding that the next project is going to take a few years, and Levy will get a bit of breathing space. People understand that because they've been through that process before. That's how the media will spin it. That's how do you know what I mean? That's how they press it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's what's going to happen. So if I know that's going to happen, I'm going to follow that narrative. We can't change it.
Like, what is Poch going to do better than Conte right now?
You were saying
Conte is more prestigious as a manager than Poch is.
If Conte is going to get backed and given the real money he needs, and we see it now, and he commits, it's a different story.
Which has happened so far. Up to now, it's happened.
We know he's going to leave.
But what does Poch do different to Conte that makes you think that Poch is a man rather than Conte? Because Conte is a more experienced manager. He's also won things in every country he's been to.
Yeah, but he's also a manager who gets what he wants.
Conte.
He gets what he wants.
So why is Poch better than that?
Because Levy's not going to give him. I'm not saying Conte is better than that. Conte's won titles everywhere. But in terms of where we stand, and if Conte goes, I'm saying if Pochettino is going to be the next manager, do you understand? Conte is going to go. Either commit to the club and they back him. Otherwise, fuck off, man. Right. I'm sick of watching this shit football every fucking week.
Sure, is Poch the right man? Let's say, for the benefit of argument, Conte leaves this month or within the next 2 months. Is Conte the right man for this current Tottenham project?
Bro, no matter what manager you bring in under these owners, it's going to be the same story.
That I agree with.
No, let me finish. Look.
That I agree with.
So a manager's going to come in. There's going to be a new manager bounce for 3-4 months. Average players, the same culprits, will probably perform a little bit better. Go on a little decent run, and then the lack of depth's going to hit in. The players' true quality is going to start showing, and then it's going to be the same Spurs fans like Shahan, like calling for the manager to be out. Like, we haven't got time.
You were against every manager who's been sacked at Tottenham. You were against. Name me one who you were against.
No, I was.
Apart from Martin Yeo, name me one.
What do you mean you was against?
Name me one manager who you weren't against getting sacked at Tottenham, apart from Martin Yeo, last manager.
No,
you wanted every one of them out the same way I fucking wanted them out. Because we're football fans, and that's what fucking happened.
So did you want Poch out before though?
Yeah, I was calling for him to go. I said,
but now you want him back.
Listen, let me tell you why. No,
that doesn't really make sense.
That doesn't make sense. Let me explain to you why
Poch needs to move on, bro.
Let me explain to you trophies. Let me explain to you why it makes sense. I didn't see what I saw in the future. I learnt my mistake. The mistake was that let me explain something. The season he got sacked, right? Danny Rose came out and said, I'm leaving. Alderweireld wanted to leave. He wasn't signing a new contract. Jan Vertonghen wanted to leave, wasn't signing a contract. Dembele was fucked. Who else was out? There was one more player.
But you also,
Ericsson wanted to leave.
But you also just signed Ndombele and you signed Lo Celso. Big money signings.
Let me finish. We didn't sign them straight away. The team took time to build. What I'm saying was, the team got to a point where we were on a decline, and again, you have to rebuild. It takes a season, takes 2 seasons.
We just got Champions League
Tottenham
final.
had too many players going. And another thing was player fatigue. Player worked for this manager for 5 years, and there was rumours coming out the club that this guy, there was no day. Like Conte and Mourinho give days off. This guy gave no days off. He had you in 6 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever. Hard working. You have to do extra shifts. And I was watching, Athletic. You guys, I was watching a podcast, and they were explaining it. Players were saying that they're too fatigued. So he had to refresh the whole squad and get these guys out and get a new batch of players the same way Arteta did. He was given time. Now you're seeing it. This is what all I'm saying is rebuilds take a time. It's a process. Man United fans have accepted that Ten Hag needs time to rebuild a whole team.
But surely Conte doesn't need that time, surely.
No way.
The time
He's
that
not going to
Pochettino-
get back
the
that
time
man.
No,
I promise
forget
to
back.
God, he's
Forget
not gonna
being
get
back.
back.
He's just
He's
been
not
back.
gonna get
He's
back.
just been back.
Richarlison,
He's just been back.
Richarlison 60 million was basically
He's just
Levy
been
saying,
back, bro.
you know what, Kane's probably going to go in the summer. We're going to get some money. Let's get someone in now who we know is his guaranteed replacement. They probably even told Richarlison that this guy might leave. We want you to be our main man. Cool. I'll sign on. Be side man for now. I'm telling you, they already know. You think Levy's not going to cash in on Kane one way or another? You think he's going to wait?
He doesn't care about cashing on Kane because his
doesn't
value's
care
gone
about
now.
Kane.
Like, you know what I mean? If you wanted to cash in on Kane,
His values.
you
What
know
are you talking about? He's 29 years old. He's got one
he's
big
30
money
years
move.
old, and
What he's
his main
talking
club,
about, bro?
the
Adnan, what is
the
he
main
talking
club,
about?
the only
He's
club,
the second top scorer in the Premier League right now.
Is he going to sell him to
Fucking hell,
United after?
Shisha.
No,
All right, let's take on to Harry
You got
Kane.
shit people
We'll
going.
take on to Harry Kane.
They
Alright,
just
cool.
signed Nunes for 80. Was it? How much they pay for that Nunes guy?
85.
Bro, fuck.
yeah, and is he going to sell? And is he going to sell to United? He ain't going to sell to
No,
United.
he won't sell to a rival, but
Yeah,
he might sell
exactly.
abroad. So he might want to move
Yeah,
abroad.
but clubs abroad ain't got money to 80, 90 million to spend on the striker.
He'll take 40 million, bro. We
Yeah, so his value's declined.
could have had Moussa Dembele for a few more games, important games, and we sold him for like 8 million. Levy don't
What's
give
it
a
going to
shit.
take for Harry Kane to leave, do you think? Out of the top four?
If
or
Conte
what?
goes, he's gone. Like, the only
What if he's
reason
in
why.
his top four, though?
I don't know, man. I think he'll go regardless.
no,
I
he-
think
He'll go regardless.
Even if
No,
he's in the
if-
top four?
Yeah, I think he'll
If
want to. I
Conte
think he'll want to
stays,
stay in
he'll
the Prem.
If Conte stays,
I think he
he'll
might
stay.
stay in the Prem to beat the other records. But if
Even
he
if he gets
becomes
top four.
few more
Yeah,
goals,
If Conte stays,
he ain't
you
gonna
get
go
top
anywhere.
four.
No one's gonna. Who's gonna sign him?
United.
You ain't gonna downgrade.
no, if he's probably to
said
be honest
he
with you,
won't downgrade.
Kane's probably
We're
waiting.
gonna downgrade,
Kane's
bro.
probably waiting to go on a free and get a big money move.
All right, boys, let's take it on to your main point of concern with the club, yeah? Forget the management for a sec. We'll take it on to Levy. I guess your criticism is of Levy.
Okay, look, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Since shit, like me and Shearshaw, regardless of what we're saying right
Yeah.
now, we're having like a tiff, yeah.
Yeah.
We've always maintained that we were never for this project Levy built, yeah.
Yeah.
And even this stadium hoax, which they're trying to make out like it's so good,
Yeah.
but the way how much money they spent, they overspent a lot. 1.1 billion it cost them, and in the manner in which it was done, and the all of the shit which happened while it was going on. I ain't gonna keep going into it. There's lots of stories I've read about and heard, which have come from the project. Like it's not all safe sailing. And you look at this is another thing with when Pochettino was here, yeah. Tottenham were going through that, playing in Wembley, and then we were had all the fiasco going behind closed doors. There was another case which ENIC and them were involved in. There's a lot of shit which was happening which people don't understand, like the club. But look at how much debt the club has, bro. Do you understand? They're not going to ever be, unless we get bought out, we're never going to be a club who's going to spend the big money. Like you just have to go and look at net spend. If you look at a graph of money spent and trophies and titles won, it's always the team who spent the most money are winning the most. And how can you ignore that? That's fucking science, bro. You're sitting there and looking at it. You can't say, oh no, but then make minute arguments about Conte and this and he's been backed and this and that. No, if you're not going to spend 400, 500, 600 million pounds. And this is another thing. You can cuss Manchester City all you want. With financial fair play, they've done good. If they look at their club's balance sheet, their players hold their value.
No, they've frauded the books.
No.
They've cooked the books.
Look, did they get done for? Were they allowed to continue with financial?
Their
fair play?
money comes from
It doesn't matter.
sponsorships from
Then they should be-
Qatar
then they should
that
be
the
fucked. They
Qataris
haven't.
own themselves.
They haven't. If you look at this, I
They've
know
cooked the
that. That's a
books.
loophole, but it's legal. They can do that.
Technically illegal.
No,
All right,
they
let's,
can do
let's talk
that.
about Levy,
It's
yeah?
besides the point. If it's
I
illegal,
want
it's
to temper
illegal.
you guys' expectations for a sec, yeah? And Haroon might enjoy this one.
Can I be honest though? You might laugh, bro. My expectation, Poch comes back, yeah. Go on a little do you know what I mean? Like,
title
bro,
run.
passion merchant out here. That's all you got to. That's all you got to achieve as a Tottenham fan.
No,
Real
man.
talk.
You need a ruthless killer like Conte. Anyway, we're going to come back to that later. I want to temper your expectations for a sec, yeah?
Expectations, Conte's gone.
No, but let's talk about Levy for a sec. We'll talk about Levy and ENIC, yeah? The 10 years before ENIC came, yeah? I don't know if you remember.
Sugar days.
Yeah, Alan
Yeah,
Sugar and partially, I think, Terry Venables as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You know, in those 10 years,
You're gonna say Levy saved the club.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
What? No,
bullshit.
listen.
That's complete bullshit. I ain't gonna go into all of that.
Listen.
I ain't
Wait.
gonna go into
no,
that.
forget
That's
save the club.
bollocks. That
Forget
didn't
save the club.
happen. That's
Forget save the club. In the 10 years before that, what was your highest position in the league?
For what?
Before ENIC came in and Levy came in.
Probably.
No, this is bullshit. It's a
But we
shit
won an
argument.
FA Cup,
Let
though.
me
We won an FA
explain.
Cup.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Not when they came in.
Let me explain
Yes,
why it's
before,
bullshit.
before, yeah.
Let me explain why it's bullshit.
Answer the question.
Bruv, no,
Answer the
man,
question, please.
because-
Answer the question.
These
Answer
guys
the
don't know anything about
question. Answer the question,
Tottenham.
please.
These guys don't know anything
Answer the question. In the 10 years
They don't know
before,
nothing about
in the 10
Tottenham.
years of ownership, before ENIC and Levy came in, what position was your highest position in the league?
No, probably like 9th or 8th.
It was 8th, yeah?
Listen, but let me explain something to you
I
for
haven't
1
finished,
second.
I haven't finished.
Let me
I
explain
haven't
something to
finished.
you.
I haven't
When did
finished.
money come into football?
1999.
Yeah.
No, 1993, sorry,
Yeah,
1993.
no, real money. The Sky Sports deal,
93.
and then all of the big money moves in the noughties as well. A lot of money came into the club.
93.
Yeah, so Levy was there through that boom, bruv. He didn't put a penny in, and look, he's laughing.
Levy
right
came
now.
after that, but yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, money came. TV rights deals came after that.
All right. If that's your point, I
big
understand,
money
yeah?
moves,
All right.
talking about.
Sorry, you were right. FA
Do you
Cup as
think-
well. It was
do you
FA
think
Cup
clubs-
and
we
won
Charity
FA
Shield.
Cup.
It was FA Cup
Do you
and Charity
think in
Shield.
90,
Alan
you
Sugar,
think in
yeah?
93 clubs were getting 250, 300 million pounds a year? Bollocks.
But all right, let me finish, yeah? Let me finish, sorry.
Jesus.
The 10 years before ENIC came, yeah? Your highest league position was 8th. You finished in the top 6 only 4 times in 10 seasons. Sorry, you only finished in the top 10 4 times in the 10 seasons before Levy and ENIC come in. Since ENIC and Levy have come in, you finished, what, I think 6. You finished in the top 6 the last 6 years in a
that's
row,
nonsense,
yeah? The last 6
Adnan.
years in a row. But
That's-
my
that's
point is to you,
nonsense. It's
why do you expect so
Adnan,
much
Adnan,
success, yeah?
Adnan.
When you've
These
never
guys,
had it?
These guys
You
got
haven't
the
had
club
success
for
since the
nothing.
1800s.
These guys broad money bought the club, paid
Yeah.
nothing, have put nothing into this club.
Yeah.
They've made a lot of money through this club. The
But why
club's
does that mean
value-
success,
Just
though?
let me finish for a second. So it doesn't matter if ENIC came in. Tottenham have won 1 trophy in 22 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they come in, they pledged. They had a 10-year plan. They were talking about. I think it was a 10-year plan they kept talking about. And the plan, bro, 10 managers in 12 years is fucking atrocious. I don't give a shit about the stuff off the pitch. They borrowed money to do that. Anyone can borrow money to do all of the things they've done. Yeah, they haven't acting like they've done something so marvelous. They've basically fucked themselves, and Tottenham fans are going to pay. Trust me when I say this. Yeah, unless something
They have done
miraculous
something
happens.
marvellous, though.
Like what?
They've changed your club's fortunes completely. You're actually a top. That's not true because Harry Redknapp got 4th.
Yeah, and when
No. Harry Redknapp played
when-
fourth
when-
and two,
no,
was
but
shit, bro.
when
And
when
Levy's the
Redknapp
one
got
that changed their
fourth, when
their
Redknapp got
fortunes.
fourth, when Redknapp got 4th, it was like the massive achievement for Spurs. Everyone was like, "What the fuck? How did Spurs get 4th?" Poch came in and he made them a 4th place staple.
Listen to me.
People wouldn't be talking about Tottenham.
Yeah,
they talk
yeah,
about
facts.
Now.
It was-
If
it was-
Pochettino
it
Poch
was-
didn't win them a
it was
trophy
Poch.
though.
but he
But
made
even
them a
if
staple in the
Redknapp
top.
won
One day
a
Ramos
trophy.
did though.
Yeah, one day, bro, we won a league
Come on.
cup, man,
That's a success.
because of
For
Berbatov
them-
and King.
For them, that's
But no,
massive
I think
success,
if you
bro.
ask Spurs fans, then would you rather win this one cup or become a Champions League staple and be in the Champions League every season? They would say, "I want."
That's not true because if you ask them now, what they say now, they want a trophy.
I
bro.
would take FA
Oh,
Cup.
seriously,
I would
would
take
you
FA
rather
Cup.
win a league
I
cup
would
or-
take FA Cup over top 4.
That's what I'm saying. I told you.
I would take FA
told
Cup
you, bro.
over
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Right, yeah?
What?
Would you rather take a trophy right now or top 4?
Right now, I'd rather take a trophy.
You see what I'm saying? So therefore, that my point is, yeah, in the 10 years before Levy
Yeah,
come
but I
in,
don't
but
understand
I
your
said
point.
before
yeah?
that.
I don't
my
understand your
point
point.
is, yeah, my point is,
Look,
you
Adnan,
need to
let
temper
me
your
explain
expectations.
How many times
Why
we
are
keep
you
going in
entitled
circles?
to
Let me-
success?
Look, when we're talking about Pochettino and arguing about Pochettino, look, Pochettino.
I'm talking about the
didn't
board, by
spend
the way.
any
I'm not
money.
talking about
No,
Poch.
we can talk about the board, but I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what any Tottenham fans say. Okay, you can either say, all right, we underachieved because let's be honest, did we expect to get to a Champions League final?
No.
We got to a Champions League final.
Yeah.
We lost it to a team who went and won it the season after, who was in the final the previous year, and they went into the final again after winning it. Like you can't if we spent money again, it goes down to Levy. If we invested a little bit more, like
But he
I
has.
remember one season he got rid of. He hasn't. Look at his net spend.
Adnan,
He's got like 12
Adnan,
million in the
wait,
club. Cheers, I'm
No,
saying.
let
we
me
don't
break
spend
down
money.
with ENIC. Yeah, look,
Fucking
Levy
hell.
is a great businessman. Yeah, he will come. Obviously, he's made Spurs into a financial juggernaut. I think in the last from 2019,
It's bollocks.
from 2019 to
Tottenham are not a
2020,
financial juggernaut.
after Madrid and Barcelona, Spurs have had the best match day revenues for the last.
Yeah, we've got
for the
£1
last 2
billion
years.
pound
No,
debt
listen,
share.
listen. Even with ENIC used to own Slavia Prague. They bought them in 1997
Shit
and sold
club.
them in 2007. Before ENIC acquired them, they had won the most Czech leagues out of any team in you know what I mean in Czech's highest league. From the time they had them, they didn't win jack shit. for that whole 10 years.
Because they're a money-making operation.
Exactly. And then the fans eventually got them out. Levy, yeah, cool. He's, you know what I mean? It's a bit of business, it's a bit of luck, and it's a bit of managers obviously making players better. You know what I mean? You know, players like Gareth Bale, Modric,
Tottenham have never had football fabric.
No, but listen.
Like that, with Levy.
He's taken us as far as he can really go. In terms of football, it's about winning and trophies. Yeah, cool, Tottenham was shit before he come, and the 90s weren't necessarily a great place, but we still saw some great players, you know, Gascoigne, Hoddle, etc., etc. We still at least won an FA Cup, which we haven't done under ENIC. So, yeah, like it's a bit of both. But if you look at the decisions they've made over the last few years, like, you know what I mean, giving... You know, signing Louis Saha and Ryan Nelson when you're, you know what I mean, when you're trying to fight.
Yeah, and get rid of seven. You got rid of 7 internationals
you know what I mean?
That season in January.
Bringing
you got rid of
Lo
7 internationals and brought in Ryan Nelson, Saha when we fucking battling for fucking protection.
Bringing like Lo Celso over Bruno
Fernandes. This is the ambition of this man.
You know what I mean? Joe Rodon instead of Ruben Diaz, who Mourinho wanted.
And
like,
putting people on then the fucking idiots putting people on furlough.
But you know what's stupid? He signed Ndombele for Poch. Then he sacks Poch that season
because he was 14th at the time.
No, but that just shows you. Like, look at the manager search for Nuno. It took 70 days, the longest search in history for a manager. That you're naturally undermining a manager. You're setting him off on the back foot because you're basically telling the world this guy's probably our 5th choice manager. Man, yeah, we got him after 70 days.
Yeah,
like sacking Mourinho 3 days before a final. When you haven't won a trophy in 20 years.
Yeah, he's an arsehole. Like, he does things like that.
So, yeah, cool. He's built the new stadium, which, to be fair, is very underwhelming in a sense that... No, forget about the money. Since we moved there, we ain't done shit anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Old White Hart Lane was actually a much better...
Fortress, man. We could have built on top of the old... We could have built on top of the old White Hart Lane. So other people... And we wouldn't be in the shit we're in right now. If we built on top of the old White Hart Lane, how much money we spent.
Business-wise,
you really think they're going to spend money with that much money they own? No, they're not going to spend no money.
It's not about money, John. They don't care. They don't care about the debt. The debt's on the club.
They
don't
care about net spend.
They're the 6th richest, 7th richest owners in the world, and they've got one of the best general.
Please, one at a time. I'm going to stop with the net spend for a sec.
Can you show the net spend?
Forget the net spend at the back.
Compared to the other clubs.
I'm going to put the net spend at the background.
Compare it to the other clubs.
I'll compare it to the other clubs. All right. Forget the net spend for a sec. Let's talk about signings itself, standalone signings. Without net spend, yeah? Your 20+ million signings since summer 2019, only 2.5 years ago, yeah? 1, Richarlison, 60 million. 2, Tanguy and Ndombele, 55 million. 3, Christian Romero, 42 million. 4, Giovanni Lo Celso, 40 million. 5, Reguilon, 27 million. Who all you man gas, by the way, even Haroon. 6, you definitely did. Bro, you definitely no.
When this guy finish. You gas every Man United player.
Whatever. It's not Man United. Steven Bergwijn, 30 mil. Emerson Royale, 28 mil. Sessegnon, 25 mil. Bissouma, 30 mil. Brian Hill, 25 mil. All them signings, and you're complaining about net spend. This is since 2019 summer, bro.
Yeah, but look at this.
What's that got to do with net spend?
Yeah, but who's cussing
what's
bad
business? What's that got to do with net spend?
Who's blamed?
No, but you keep talking about net spend. What's that got to do with net spend?
Who's blamed for the signings, Adnan? Who's blamed for them signings?
The chairman, the board, the recruitment team,
so the manager. They done shit, and I was against everything they've said. They went out and done. So I don't give a shit, bro.
So I'm saying you can't keep talking about net spend because your club.
Of course you can. No, of course you. How would you mean if you go over?
I'm talking about the last 3 seasons. The last 3 seasons.
No. The problem is the last 3 seasons, and what's going to happen when them books balance when they start selling these players?
Your last 10 years,
then they're going to start selling players.
You've had your best finishes.
Then they're going to start selling players.
You've had your best finishes since the 1960s.
Go and look at the players who have left the club to bring those players in. You telling me players haven't left the club?
Tell me.
I can't remember the top of my head, but you can go back and look at transfers out the season before. Say, right, this guy left and that guy left.
Yeah, but who left for a big amount? Who left for a big amount? Who left for a big amount?
I can't even remember top of my head.
So that's what I'm saying. You're so worried about net spend, you're not noticing the signings that you've actually got, that the money that he's actually spent hasn't paid off.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So he has spent though.
Emerson Royale was signed, I cussed him. Who else was in that name? All of them I cussed.
Bissouma, Ndombele, Romero, Richarlison, Lo Celso,
Romero, I did cuss Romero when we got him because I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Reguilon, you loved him to be fair, innit?
Who?
You said you did love him, innit?
I didn't know we paid 27 million. I thought he was on loan.
Alright, so that's the signings, yeah? What do you think about the signings, Shesha? Happy or not? Like, say for example,
they're dead signings.
In hindsight, you can say they're dead. In hindsight, you can say they're dead. At the time, you couldn't say they were dead. And my point is, you can't keep talking about next.
They're dead?
I'm saying.
Who did I gas up? Who we signed?
Every single one of them.
But who?
Ndombele, Lo Celso, Richarlison.
No, not Lo Celso.
Bergwijn,
not Lo Celso.
Royale. Sessegnon,
No, I didn't gas
Bissouma,
up Royale.
Gil.
Did I gas up Royale? Bro, Arun, do
To be honest,
I class everyone we
The
said.
only people I remember gassing up Royale are Shershaw and Yazdan, innit? And I cussed them for it as well.
Just want to say one thing for the facts, yeah. Whenever Tottenham sign someone and these man say good, I'm going to say this shit. Innit?
Royale's a
Like, Dig,
scapegoat.
I'm sorry,
He's
but
not even a-
I don't gas a player unless I've seen
He's a
him.
scapegoat.
I don't gas any player until I've seen him play.
He's not
No,
great.
no,
He's
no.
not great.
He's
But
got-
defensively, he's alright.
He's not good defense. He's whack defensively.
No,
No,
he's not. He's not.
No,
Arun.
man,
He's not the shittest.
Royale.
Though. He's not the deadest.
Shit.
He's not in our team. He's not the
Emerson
shittest.
Royale
He's not the shittest.
No,
No,
he's-
Doherty's better than Emerson.
No. Can I just say something? Emerson Royale isn't the shittest. The shittest is that Doherty. He's pony.
Nah, Doherty's
He's fucking pony. Trust me. I watch football now. I know watch Tottenham and he's pony. Bro.
All right. Just quickly on Levy, by the way, yeah. He's gave you this amazing world-class stadium, one of the best in the world. He's got operating profits have gone up by 300% since
Yeah,
he's
because
come
we're being
in.
charged more for mediocre shit. We pay the most tickets, most. gate
You're
receipts,
self-sufficient now, and also one thing, he's a lifelong Spurs fan. He's a lifelong Spurs fan.
These guys are retards.
Why does he want the downfall of your club? His first game was in the
money-
1960s.
There's a
He
quote of
was-
him saying he doesn't care about football. He goes, "It's nothing to me."
You know when his first game was?
We bought it to make money.
You know the first game he went to? Spurs, 1960.
Adnan.
When you won the league.
Guys, can I just say
Yes,
something?
but,
Can I just
yes,
say
but he's
something?
quoted saying that he doesn't care.
Can I
about-
just say something? Adnan, please, I've been a football fan, Tottenham fan all my whole life,
Yeah.
Daniel Levy's a cunt. Just please stop trolling and taking the piss. He's shit, Adnan. He's a shit owner. He doesn't know anything about anything on the pitch.
But all right,
He brought in Damien Kamoli, bro.
let's move away. Let's move away.
talk about it.
We'll move away from the board. We'll move away from Conte.
I don't want to talk about anyone. It's making me upset.
We'll move away from Conte. We'll move away from the board. What are your expectations from Tottenham Hotspur? Not this season.
Can I, let me
Finish. What are your expectations from the season? Not from the season only, but like your future plans for Tottenham Hotspur. Do you expect to win a league? Do you want to win a league? Do you want to win a trophy?
Sit tight.
Do you want just good football?
Sit tight.
What do you want?
This is what. Listen, look, people manifest things like.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Conte very well may see out his 6 months because Levy, the prick, might not want to pay for the rest of his contract. So we might actually see that.
They got an option to extend it.
Whether they extend or not, I can see Pochettino coming in, and I'll be very happy.
What
for
does
us.
that mean?
Can I just say
If they
something?
extend, then how can Pochettino?
No, I'm saying if I think they won't extend, I think he'll leave. I think by mutual consent he'll fuck off or some bullshit. I know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
A few more bad results, and that's what's going to start. Especially if the football's shit, the fans start getting rowdy, and then. Can I just say one more thing? Just a little. The Tottenham fans in the Palace match, they were singing bare ENIC out songs, and Sky Sports were trying to mute them and shit. They were singing bare Daniel Levy out
Disgrace.
songs.
Sky Sports.
Like you can hear him trying to mute it, but no. Back to the topic. I realistically think, like I'll be happy with bringing in, like we get Pochettino back, go on a young like cup run. Like I'll be happy with like 5th place finish. Like
What?
Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be happy with that, bro.
That's it.
Yeah, man, I'll be happy.
So
with
Conte can give you that anyway.
that. He won't stay. If he
But
stays,
I'm saying, if
if he
you're happy with
stays,
that-
I'm not going to say anything because then he's obviously going to get backed if he's decided to stay. And they've had a conversation. That's the only way he'll stay. Yeah?
No, forgetting
I get
if he's
that.
going to stay or not.
If
But you keep saying you want Conte out though. But now you're saying
The
you're
football's
happy with
shit.
Poch to get
The football
fifth.
is shit,
You're saying
bro.
a cup run
The football
and
is
fifth.
dead. Harun, is the football dead?
Yeah,
this
no, but
guy,
if Conte can give you shit football
plays
and
four.
fifth
This
and a
guy
cup
plays
run,
4
you're happy
fullbacks
though.
in one game, bro.
If Adnan-
we don't play
Adnan-
3-4-3. We play 6-3-1, bro. Every match.
If Poch
This
had
is
these
shit,
exact
bro.
same players, his football would be the exact same. Go look at the last 10 matches before Poch got
No,
sacked.
bro,
It
you're
was
not
worse than
listening to
this.
what I'm
100%.
saying.
It was worse than
But
this.
he's not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying
No,
is...
you're just saying you want
I'm
Poch
saying
back.
is- No, I'm
You
saying...
just want Poch
I'm not
back for
saying I want
nostalgia.
Poch back.
You just
I'm
want him
saying
back for
it's
nostalgia.
But
You
let
do,
me say,
you do.
this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's inevitable that Poch is going to come back. So we might as well get
No,
used
but
to
let's
it.
talk about what's happening now.
Might as
though.
well get used
It's
to
not
it.
inevitable.
5th
It's
place
not.
finish with Pochettino, I'll be happy with that first
There's
season.
better
bro.
managers
I'll
out
be
there
happy
than
with that Poch first season. Especially considering the way Newcastle are going, where everyone's going for him to get 5th place and we slowly start rebuilding. If Conte's going to stay, sign the contract. Do you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, but long term, what's that ambition, bro?
There's no long-term
Long
ambition.
term,
Yeah,
long term ambition is an Arab buys us out. We're owned by a state, and then, bruv, we can splash the cash, bro.
Yeah.
Then we win trophies, but we're not gonna do that, bro, because this guy hasn't backed no one, Adnan. I've seen us sitting there going, "Shit, we're so close, like we could be challenging for a title." Then it's January, and this idiot brings in Ryan Nelson.
That was last
Louis
week, by the way.
Saha brings in Louis Saha, Ryan Nelson gets rid of 7 internationals, and like you think, oh man. Ryan Nelson.
All right, Share, let me take it on to you, yeah? What are your current ambitions? Conte, regardless of Conte or whoever it is in the club, what are your ambitions as a Spurs fan? within
Bro,
the
I just
next
want to see us lift a
short to long-term
trophy,
vision?
bro. It's
There you
Audi
go,
Cup,
that's it, man.
Mercedes Cup, BMW Cup.
Why are you mentioning those?
That's what we're going to win right now.
Listen, I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
BMW Cup, bro.
Bro,
You man are in the trenches, bro.
I'll be happy to see fucking Harry Kane lifting a pair of B cups, man, or D cups. You get me? Like fucking, I'll be happy with anything, bro.
All right, just quickly. Sorry, I want to go back to Pochettino. I know I'm going back a bit, but you know Pochettino in his last season when you finished 14th, the season before you got Champions League final. Sorry, you didn't finish 14th, but he was 14 when you got sacked. The season before you got Champions League final. The season before he lost the league to Leicester. Yeah, why? Obviously for you probably think he should have gone anyway. In Shahan, why didn't Poch do good enough with that squad, which was better than Leicester's at the time? And why did he not win the league? And why does that give you the idea that he should be coming back now when he's already failed before and then he's left?
Yeah, but
what gives you the impression that he's not going to fail now?
This is the thing, yeah. Tottenham earned the hashtag Spursy under this regime under ENIC, yeah.
No, you've had it for quite a while.
No. Because it's been because of these guys.
No, you've had it for quite a long time.
No, we haven't had it.
Even before leaving ENIC within.
No, we didn't.
You know, in your history, yeah, since the 1960s, you've won one trophy per decade on average.
Bro, we get cost, bro. Listen.
On average, bro.
Listen to me.
You've won one trophy per decade on average.
No, but football's changed a lot since then. You can't keep
Spurs
talking about what
changed,
happened
though.
30 years ago.
Spurs hasn't changed, though.
Yeah, so then why do you keep talking about what wonderful job he's done? He hasn't done a wonderful job. Like you're speaking. No, he hasn't done a wonderful job. You don't know what you're talking about, Adnan. You're not a Spurs fan.
Success is relative.
You're not a Spurs fan. You don't know. You're not a Spurs fan. You've plucked stuff you found on the internet and putting them here. They're not. He's a shit owner, Adnan. He doesn't care about winning trophies.
Success is
I'm a
relative,
football fan.
What you do now, your league positions now is actual success.
Listen to me.
Your league positions now is actually success.
Listen.
The last 10, 15 years is actual success for you.
No, it's not.
For you it
No,
is.
it's not.
Because the times
No, it's
before
not.
that, you didn't
The
have
reason
this.
why- listen,
You
money
didn't have
came
this sustained
into
success.
football.
You didn't have this sustained success.
Money
though.
has come into football where people like Levy
it's come for
became
everyone.
rich. Adnan.
So why isn't
money
everyone
came into
successful then?
football. Money came into
Why
football.
isn't everyone reaching these top six finishes all the time?
First of all, Tottenham aren't a small club. They can sell out 61,000 seats every year. West Ham can't even give away fucking that much. So I don't know
West
what
Ham
you're talking
sell
about.
out more than you.
Because they give away tickets. I get them through fucking my auntie gets them through the post every
Alex
week.
don't have
I'm
that.
not giving a shit. What I'm trying to say is Tottenham are not a small club. They might be a small club in the size of Manchester United, but Tottenham
why are they not small? I don't get it.
They're
Why
a
are they not
London-based
small?
club. They've always been supported. If there's bullshit that ENIC saved us, if it wasn't ENIC, someone else would have come and bought us, and our fortunes may have been different. You can't sit there. The reason why we're in the situation we are in now is no one's saying that he isn't a shit businessman. But what I'm saying is, if we're sitting here arguing that we need to win more trophies, we're not going to win it under ENIC, and we're not going to win it under Daniel Levy. It's not going to happen.
You're not going to win it under anyone, though.
No, but how can you say that?
Because all the owners you've had haven't won it, though.
What?
Since the
Adnan, you're
60s,
talking about.
but since the
you're
60s,
talking
all the owners you've had
Adnan,
haven't won it,
Adnan,
though.
In the 70s, who bossed football? Let's see if you know your history.
Liverpool.
Yeah, who bossed in the 80s?
Man United.
Yeah, so Tottenham are obviously never going to compete with them lot. You can't say, all right, cool. But what I'm saying is, sitting as a Tottenham fan now, am I happy with in the club's current situation? No. When we built this new stadium, did I want to have? Look, this new stadium was a big distraction, yeah. And I don't think when I'm saying that the financial implication it has on the club and now on the future, you're laughing at it like it's nothing, bro. Trust me, it's massive. It's like having.
Cheers, is wrong.
It is Shearshaw, man. Shearshaw, it is.
Yeah,
Shearshaw, I will show you. Adnan, I will show Adnan. I will show you stuff. I'm not going to plug who it is, but I'll show you stuff. Who even you guys, the stuff you guys read, are saying the exact same thing. If you look at the way the club's going, no one wants to touch Tottenham. We're the fourth place of being
no. Spurs for sale right now. Someone will come in and buy it.
No one wants to touch Tottenham.
If we went White Hart Lane still and Tottenham put up for sale, Tottenham will be snapped.
It's nothing to do with the stadium. It's to do with ENIC's valuation. It's nothing to do with the stadium.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's nothing to do with the stadium.
What?
That stadium could be used for concerts, NFL. It's got to do with NFL. It's not even got.
Yeah, but we're talking.
They haven't even sold the naming rights. Why haven't they sold the naming rights?
Listen,
because they're lining up for a seller.
Now you're sitting up and defending Daniel Levy.
I'm not defending Daniel Levy, but you can't say that Spurs ain't a financial juggernaut.
They're definitely self-sufficient.
They're one of the richest owners. They're one of the richest owners, and they built a financial juggernaut. It's up to them whether they want to spend the money.
Is any money being spent?
No one's denying that Levy's not going to spend. Everyone knows he's not going to spend money, but
there you go.
You know what I mean?
So
you can't take away from the fact that Spurs financially could spend the money and buy who they want.
And also, who's put them into this position? It's been Levy and ENIC. They've got you to this amazing position where your club is probably valued about 2 billion.
But if they were more, if they had a footballing brain, they could have achieved a lot more for the same situation.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
What was that, Shershaw? Sorry.
No, like you can say that they brought us further, but really and truly, if they were clued on in terms of the footballing side of things and invested that little bit of money when they could have, they would have been miles better. They could have had a Champions League or a league.
Borrow money to buy the club. Borrow money to get the club. Borrow money to buy the club. Borrow money for a stadium. You're going on like they've done something so much. They haven't
I'm
put
not
a single
gassing
penny
them
in.
up, though.
They've made money every year off this club. You're acting like they've done something so good.
Yes,
we're
I'm
going to
not-
win jack shit underneath them. I'm a football
No, yeah,
fan.
but I'm
The
not
same way
denying
these
that.
guys
Who's
say,
he
I don't
arguing
care how
with?
much Man United's spend. I'm a football
Who's
fan.
he
I'm a
arguing
football
with?
fan. I'm doing the same
I'm
thing.
backing up
I don't
him.
give a shit, bro. Fuck
not-
the new stadium. I don't give a fuck about a new stadium, bro. Give a fuck about 61,000 fucking stadium. But he put 100 more seats more than Arsenal. I don't give a fucking shit. That's what we celebrate. Putting 150 seats more in it than fucking Arsenal, and then the fucking club's Instagram.
Yeah, but no one's arguing with you about that. You're shouting, you're arguing with
It's
yourself.
embarrassing, bro. No, what I'm saying is he hasn't done stop acting like Levy's done something no, they've come into a time where money poured into fucking clubs through fucking all of the media
Yeah,
sponsorship.
and
they were
also
getting
clubs
hundreds of
went down
million
as well.
pounds every year.
Clubs went down as well. Look at
Then
Leeds,
he's
look at
borrowing money
Blackburn.
to buy a stadium. What happened to the money which he's getting?
Yeah, but that's football though.
Tottenham
That's
always-
investors
exactly.
do that.
So Tottenham
no one's
is-
going to chuck £1 billion of
Bro,
their own money
Tottenham-
into a stadium, are they? It's business. You
we're
get debt, you leverage debt, and that's it.
Yeah, so we're
Like,
not going to
it's-
achieve
every
it. So we're not-
chairman
yeah,
does that.
But we're not going to achieve anything under this ownership situation.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I've been saying that for the last fucking 5 years.
You know what it is? Adnan, this is the funny thing, yeah? You're talking about Tottenham, what they've done and where they've got us to. I get that, yeah? I've always maintained he's a good businessman. No one's ever denied that. But at the end of the day, we get bantered every day on that WhatsApp group for not winning any trophies, and that's where it boils down to. Not how much fucking money he's pocketed. Tottenham fans were 1 trophy in 22 years. So when you're sitting there laughing at me, bruv, I'll be happy finishing Carling Cup over top 4. I'll be happy with a League Cup, bro. Doesn't that make you feel fucked, Adnan?
Yeah, that's mad. I feel sorry for you guys,
So
my friends.
who do you
innit?
blame for that then? You got to blame. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
We
but
didn't win
everyone's
nothing,
blaming the
nothing,
owners. No
Adnan.
one, who you like. No one's
partially-
blaming
biggest moments,
partially
the
the
biggest
ownership,
moments in our last
partially
decade,
the manager,
they let us down.
partially the
They
players
let
as well.
Pochettino
No, it's the
down. They let
owners,
everyone
yeah.
down.
But
They didn't put any money
It's
in the
not
club.
just the owners. Harun.
no, but that all stems down from the owners,
Can I speak to
though.
Harun
You know, no, but you know
It
you
is.
just
Can I
said.
speak to Harun quickly?
Harun, they
Can I
don't-
speak
no,
to
but-
Harun
But you know
quickly?
what you just said about Spurs are self-sustaining now, and they're making money and they can't spend this money. That is down to the owners, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got the money and they're not
Harun,
spending
Yeah,
it.
let me
exactly.
tell you why it's not just the owners, yeah? Because their squad is capable enough of at least winning a trophy. Let's be real.
No, bro, their squad.
No,
let's
no,
be real.
Harun,
Let's be honest.
Harun,
here.
let's be real.
Their squad is shit, bro.
It is.
No,
it's
no, no,
shit.
no, 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 no.
And you know
No.
another thing.
Out of
And you
the
know
top
another
six-
thing.
Out
This
of
is
the
another
top
thing.
6, Spurs have
Wait,
the
with
No
Spurs
depth.
best squad.
Look at our
Fuck next
bench.
Ben.
Look at our bench.
It's shocking.
Depth,
Let's
no
be honest.
depth.
Spence.
Did we have any depth when we were challenging for the Premier League? No. Did we have
No,
depth
but
when we
don't
even
try
Champions
and
League?
justify it. He
We
still
had no
bowled it to
depth.
Leicester. He still bowled it to Leicester.
Okay, fine, he
Leicester
bowled it
Leicester
to-
had 3
he bowled-
players.
Exactly.
Leicester had 3 players that won the league.
Yeah, but you can say
Kante,
that to
Mahrez,
Chelsea, you can say
Your
that to
squad has been capable of challenging
You can say that
or
about any
winning
club, though.
trophies.
Yeah, but all right, cool.
No, I can't say that about any club.
Pochettino's a
Because
bottler. I don't
you're a
care.
top 16 for a reason.
Pochettino bottled it. I don't give a shit,
Pochettino.
Adnan. Pochettino bottled it. I don't give a shit. The reason why we even have belief now is because of Pochettino. If Pochettino didn't come
No,
in
it's
and
not,
say
it's because of Levy.
Levy was getting
not because of
fucking
Levy.
cussed. Levy was getting cussed, Adnan. He had Tim Sherwood in charge. He didn't know where to turn.
I've got a question for you,
He took
Sean.
a
Yeah?
punt. He
I've got a
didn't
question for
fucking-
you. I think in the last 8 years, you finished consecutively in the top 6 in the last 8 years. Is that a success?
No.
No?
No.
Top 6?
Well, we got to show for it. And
Nothing to show for
Adnan,
it.
it's a bit.
Not good enough.
It is success.
It's a
because-
bit.
no,
No,
years
you're
before that,
no.
he didn't.
He's. I listen. You
No,
man
no,
on
no,
camera.
no, no, let
So
me
is that
break
only-
let me
they
break it down. Look.
He doesn't say this. He would never
No.
say this. He would say
They were
what you
gassed
got to
on
show
the
for it.
pod.
He would say
Look.
what have you got to show for it.
No, no,
I'm
look.
asking-
Adnan would say what
I
we
know,
got to show
but
for
I'm
it.
just asking, is that relatively success?
It is
Because
relative
compared to the before past, it wasn't like that good.
All right, look.
And
It's-
top 6 is a
I
big
agree with you,
achievement.
It's a success, but we're not going to talk about
But it's not enough.
why we didn't get there.
Yeah.
But we've gone backwards since.
Yeah, that's
we've
true.
and
Yeah,
now we've
yeah.
got an
From
aging
where they
squad.
should have
We've got
taken
no
the
money
step
to
they
show
didn't.
on the books.
Yeah, you didn't
We've got
progress
we've got no one coming from the
got
youth
plenty of
system.
money in the books.
We've got no one coming from the youth system. But not money to spend. He's not going to spend any money. We're fucked.
You just spent 200 mil.
Yeah, but the players we needed, Adnan.
You just bought a whole back squad of Ndombe. No, sorry, not
No,
Ndombe.
Most of them are
no,
loans.
but really
most of them are
Zuma.
loans.
Basuma, Richarlison,
Most of them are
Brian
loans.
Hill, Sessegnon. These are players that could get into
Shit,
your first
all-
team.
Yeah, but but the
Romero.
thing is,
No, Brian Gill. Let's go through that squad. Wait, who did you say we bought? We bought Brian Gill.
Brian Gill,
Yeah,
Romero.
I'm happy with him. Romero, I'm happy with. Kulusevski, I'm happy with. Perisic, I'm happy with. 8 million, I'll take him.
Bentancur, you're happy with?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is...
So you just named 5 players you're happy with.
So, but-
That will start in your team.
Can I
But
just
you're
say
still not happy
something?
that he's
Can
not
I just say
spending.
something? Can I just say... No, I'm saying that Conte has to either commit and it's a rebuild. If he doesn't, fuck off. That's it, simple
But
as.
that's not what we were talking about.
We need to
We're talking about
rebuild.
the players. We'll take it on to the final topic of discussion. Let's assume Conte remains in the job for at least the next 6 months. What are you expecting from this Tottenham side this season? Any trophies or top 4 spot? Or what do you expect now? We'll assume Conte stays.
Okay, look.
January 1st?
Okay,
January?
look.
Science?
Okay, look. When we got Conte in, it was 18 months. People said this is instant success. He will win you trophies. So I do expect us to reach at least a final. Like somewhere
fair.
down the line,
That's
he
fair.
has to. He's getting paid £15 million a year.
That's fair.
that doesn't matter. What does it matter
If he
he's getting
doesn't,
paid?
That's
if
fair
he
though.
if he doesn't, I will say, look,
This back
last
four's
year you
not
proved me wrong.
reaching
You
the
got us
final.
top 4 by. You proved me wrong there. Yeah, I cussed you. You proved me wrong. But then if he goes at the end of the season and nothing improves, then you'll say, yeah, like, where do we go from here? Like, and then you know what, like I said, we know what the club's going to do and who they're going to put. Passion merchants in it.
At the beginning of the season, would you say that your squad was level with United's?
No, because you actually addressed issues. You needed a new defence.
You were saying
went out-
Ten Hag's the new Frank de Boer, though. So did
Yeah, well, it's still debatable. Like,
Yeah, I'll still
you
cuss-
know what I mean?
still cuss
No,
Ten Hag.
no,
Six
but no.
games
Difference
in 6
is,
games.
you guys, United, the owners spend money. You fix your defence.
Why are we even comparing
You
United
sign
to-
No,
Martinez.
because my point was going to be, we're potentially probably going to get in the Carling Cup semi-final, sorry, yeah? I think we're in the quarter-final now, Charlton. Semis, all the big teams are out, yeah? My point was that you were saying that we're about the same level of squad at the time, but we're about to get into a final. And we just got this supposedly shit manager, and supposedly Conte was better than him. My point is, it's possible
Bruv, you
to
man
turn
have
it
got
around
like a-
with the management you have
This
and the
is
squad
such
you
a
have.
stupid-
But look at the amount of money United
But-
spend.
What, this season we haven't spent more than you then?
What do you mean? You still,
summer you
yeah,
spent more
but
than
you
that.
still addressed issues. We haven't got a centre back.
address issues.
We
You-
play a
you
back
bought
five.
Ronaldo.
You signed us.
Yes, last year.
No, but you got Longley as well. He got Longley.
Bruv, he's fucking
He's
shit.
alone.
We got
He's
him
alone.
alone.
He's
Yeah,
alone.
we signed a
And
right
whose
back
fault
in the
is that?
championship.
And whose fault is
I've never
that?
seen him play. I didn't say
Whose
who's
fault is that? Whose fault is that?
It's the owner's fault.
No, you man sat there
It's the
gassing.
owner's
No, wait, hold
fault.
on.
There's
Let me
not
just-
one
let
fault.
me speak.
There's
Let
not
him
one
speak.
fault.
Let him speak. Let
When
him
you
speak.
man
Let
signed
him
Conte and you got Paratici in, you man were gassing the shit out of him, saying
Facts.
"I've back any
Yeah,
player he
but
brought
was
in,
gassing Conte.
they're all good."
I
He's
was
the one
gassing
who brought
Conte.
in. He
I
brought
was
in
gassing
players.
Conte.
He brought in
I was gassing Conte.
Bentoncourt.
Yes, and he's made 6 signings. He's made 6 signings. No one's cussing him
And
signing.
Longley was his choice.
Longley is shit.
He's alone.
I don't know. It's
He brought him
alone.
in
And
because we need a
whose
centre
fault?
back. He's
Yeah,
alone.
and he got you a centre back.
It's
and it
a
hasn't
loan.
It's
worked.
not a
It's a
centre back.
loan.
We need fucking 2 centre backs.
It's a
man.
loan.
We've got
And
no
Longley-
defence. You spend
Longley started like 3 games.
Like
at
Sean
them.
said,
He
rebuilds
can't even
take
have.
time.
Longley
Rebuilds
doesn't
the shit.
start ahead of Davis, bro.
Look,
he's not.
the problem
He
is
started
who
2
brought in
games.
Longley?
Understanding what we're
Paratici.
saying.
The owners, yeah.
Look. The whole cusp of this argument is, yeah. If you go through some
Listen,
signings,
Longley is not his signing.
Kulusevski, any one of our top 4 players up front can walk into your team. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
no
They
one's
can
talking
walk
So your
into
squad
that
is better
fucking
than
team.
ours then?
No. I'm saying there's areas in our team. There's areas in our team which are better, and area teams are which are worse. Manchester United can
overall, who's
spend.
better then? I don't
Manchester
understand.
United can blow shit up our arse with that money they can spend compared to
But
us.
you spent more than
You
us.
got your average player will cost 60, 70 million. Our biggest signing was 60, 70 million.
But you still spend more
And
than
you've
us.
got depth. You've got squad depth.
You
We
got
haven't
way
got-
squad
Look at our
depth. You got a
bench.
bigger budget.
Don't ever try and
You got way
compare
more money
squads.
to
Look at our
spend.
bench the
We're
last 3
biggest
games.
football club in the
Have you seen our
fucking.
bench?
You got the
McTominay,
Our
Fred,
bench has been stinky as
Elanga.
well.
Fred.
Yeah, but ours is
Fred
worse.
walks over
Ours is
Holding.
worse.
Both benches are
Ours
weak.
is
Fred
worse.
walks over Hoiberg.
No, both
Sure.
benches are weak right now
Well,
because
Fred
injuries.
walks
Fred's
over
better than
Hoiberg.
Hoiberg. He's better than
Wow.
Hoiberg.
Both benches are weak because of
Wow.
injuries.
He's better than
Shit,
Hoiberg.
bro.
Fred's actually, I like Fred. I think Fred's
No,
a
the
pretty-
thing is,
he's a decent
yeah.
player.
Thing is, there's so many
I'll
positions
swing the
which we need
Maguire
to
right
improve
now, bro. 20 mil. have
Listen, the worst thing is I'd take Maguire.
it. No, but he would.
We literally play the way he
Low-key,
suits him
exactly.
to play.
Low-key, he'll back
This
you
is
to
the
the
thing,
Spurs.
yeah.
He'll actually
This
back
is
you.
another thing I was arguing. Like when you had a long week, you like switch on the iPad, you switch on TV, you want to watch Tottenham play, you switch it on, you got like 3-4-3, you got fucking Norwich at home, we got 10 men behind the ball. Like fucking hoofing the ball, that diagonal ball straight away to the shit Emerson Royale with Doherty running in, runs it into space, gives it back. We start Route 1 football again. Kane rescues it. Oh, we go 1-0 down. Kane rescues it. I'm sick of watching the same shit crap brand of football in it. Like that's another thing.
Yeah, but you can't
I
just
don't
blame
mean
the
it
brand.
like-
It's the players. They
I don't
can't-
care, bro.
They're not good enough.
Bro.
You can talk about brand of
I remember
football.
10th place finishes with West Ham. Yeah, I'm here for the entertainment, cause and there's no
There's no
entertainment.
entertainment.
Don't,
Pochettino
like, it's
entertainment.
dead.
Why is it entertaining getting to the final losing every time or bottling it to fucking
Well, let's see what
teams like
final we get
Leicester
into.
and
innit?
Vardy?
Let's see what final we get into. Innit?
No, I think the cussing of the squad is a bit.
It takes time to
It
build.
takes time
That's
to
why I
build a
get
squad,
that.
but
This is what
you
I'm saying.
man do like a lot of the players that you have.
No.
Nah,
Let me
you've
talk.
gassed up a lot.
Let's go
Let me
through
talk.
them.
Let me talk.
Yeah, okay, let's go through
Royale,
your
I
squad.
cuss Royale.
No, let's just go through your
I
team.
cussed
Yeah.
them
No,
all.
you do. Lloris, all right, fair enough. You man cuss him. Perisic, you man like Perisic.
He's
Yes,
alright,
Perisic
he's
is a
alright.
good player.
Perisic got like 7 assists.
He's got
this
8
year.
assists in
Romero,
17
he's got more
games.
assists than
Yeah,
him.
Romero's
I get- Romero's good,
Yeah, go on.
You've got Kulusevski, who you lot
Who
like.
happy with?
You got Bentoncourt, who you lot
yeah.
like.
Good signing.
You
Five
got
players.
Kane, Son, who you lot like.
Seven players.
Seven
Yeah,
players out.
seven
of the
Yeah,
players.
11.
7 players out of 24.
players.
Now go name.
No, 7
now go-
players out of
okay,
the 11.
Okay, now
Lloris.
no.
They don't like
No, we don't. We want Lloris
They
gone.
don't like
Let me
7 players up a whole
Let
squad.
me see. Let me go for players who start. Emerson Royale or Doherty, both shit. Davis starts multiple games. Shit. Dyer, shit. Who's our left back? Perisic, fine, and the other one,
Sessegnon.
Sessegnon, shit. Go for our midfield. Højbjerg, squad player, average player, doesn't deserve to start.
Højbjerg has
I don't rate him.
Højbjerg has previously been gassed up.
These man was
He
saying-
cussed him, Yazdan and
No.
You
What I
man was saying
said to
Pochettino's better
Højbjerg,
party.
And a lot of
if you
people have
got a
gassed him
6 starting 11, he can get away with starting here and there. If you want to be, his
He's a
distribution
squad
is
player.
shit,
He's not a starter.
especially in this
He's not a
formation.
starter.
He's a three-man midfield guy.
Yeah, he's not a starter.
Yeah, he's not a
He
two-man
needs
midfield
backup.
guy.
He needs backup.
So he's backup, yeah.
Basuma?
Basuma,
Basuma's a good
you
player
can't
as
cuss
well. They like
Basuma. Basuma isn't used to playing this style of
Yeah,
sitting
I
back,
agree with that.
counter-attacking. But he's used to up front foot, you know what I mean? Playing in
He's
the
playing them in the
opposition.
wrong position,
Exactly.
I can't lie.
That's another thing. He's playing with he is, and it takes time. I'm happy with that signing. But like I said, we went through Royale, Doherty, Dyer, Davis. Who else?
So is the problem just a
Who
defense?
else? Sessignon. There's more.
Davinson Sanchez.
Davinson Sanchez.
You know
was
what I mean?
gassed up.
There's like 8
100%
players who
gassed
start.
Yeah, but 5 years ago when he was signed for big money, cool. Like
Who's signing Poch?
Who we
Yeah,
cussing?
you
it?
signed
Who
a
we
centre
cussing?
back
it?
from Ajax.
you know, you
Sanchez?
just said that's 8 players who start. All the players I named are people who should be starting, and that's down to the manager at that point. If
No,
he's
but
starting-
they've been
if he's
injured
sta-
though. They've been injured.
Fair enough, but if he's starting guys like Emerson over Jed Spence, like that's just
That's
petty
the
at that
manager,
point.
yeah.
Like,
That's
Jed
the
No,
Spence
but
is
to be
clearly
fair,
better.
he's got to put the point across to the board.
I'm not gonna argue anymore
I
about
wanted a
Conte,
right
I've
back.
had enough
You know what I mean?
arguing,
We were linked to like Pedro, all these people. I wanted a right back.
Porro, here we go.
No, because apparently we've been linked with. But it's an example. I don't know who we were linked to, but it's an example. I wanted this player. You gave me this. I didn't ask for it. I'm telling you now, if you do that in the future, this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, the fans are gonna call you out for it. You're not. No one's winning. You got a player
This
that.
is what you need against Levy, really.
Yeah,
why
exactly.
you need
This is what I mean.
Conte,
These are
yeah.
statements because no one's done this to me
Poch ain't got the
before.
balls to do that
Poch was,
against
yeah,
Conte,
Poch wasn't even.
against
You know what I
Levy.
mean? Poch was head
Yeah,
coach, bro. He wasn't manager. Poch knew his place.
Poch was a company man. He was a company man.
Yeah, exactly.
But he-
I
but
don't want that.
But in
That's
the,
why you need
no,
Conte.
no, but in the
Under
end,
Levy's
but in the end,
Conte
in
was
2014,
done. Yeah, but when it was too late.
you guys talk shit. Pochettino was calling him out. Pochettino
Yeah,
was
when
saying
it was too late.
Pochettino
At the
was
end.
saying he was in the press project. He was going like, "Come on, like there needs
By
to be a
the end he
rebuild."
was, yeah.
Players
Yeah,
were
by the
fatigued.
end, not at the
Players didn't
start.
want to play for him anymore. A lot of players wanted to leave. You know what I mean, Adam? You know this. It's a rebuild, bro. Like it happens. When you said the rot set under Mourinho, like lots of things happen in football.
I feel like it's not a full. Like,
But seriously, do you
if
think
had
Conte's going to
owners-
stay? I don't think he's going to stay. I
don't think
think he's going to go.
We're going around in circles.
No,
Sorry.
look,
That's the ultimate
he will
one.
stay to the end of the season. I don't think that it's as long a process as people make it out to be because the core of the squad, we've got the potential there.
100%.
Cool. You need really and truly, in my opinion, to turn Spurs
Why isn't
into
Kane-
to turn Spurs into a title-winning side. In my opinion, you need 2 world-class centre backs, 2 good full-backs. And a world class
And a partridge in a fucking
attacking
pear tree,
midfielder.
mate. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
5, 6 players. Yeah,
Even though
cool.
you play with
That can be
Campbell.
done in if with determined owners, you're willing to spend the money. It could be done in 2 windows.
Delusional, isn't it?
One at a time.
It could be done in 2 windows.
that can't.
Yes, it can.
What you name
Chelsea
can't
have signed 4 centre
Brother,
backs.
Chelsea
last year.
Chelsea are different, bro.
No, it doesn't matter.
Chelsea
Yeah,
have
no,
always
what did I
outlaid
say? What did I
stupid
say?
money.
I said with determined owners, you're willing to spend money. It can be done. That's what I'm trying to say.
Even then,
You feel sorry for him, man. Hug him, man. Hug him.
I feel sorry for both
Hug
of you.
him, man, hug him.
Look, last question of the day, yeah? Would you rather attractive football and maybe a top 4 and no trophy, or shit football and potentially a top 4 or maybe even a title challenge and a trophy?
Yeah,
Which-
of course.
the latter.
The latter, yeah?
Yeah,
you made the latter too
okay.
good, bro.
Yeah.
You said title challenge.
You start saying title
Potential,
challenges,
yeah.
but then again, like
But glimpses of
let's
the
see,
football
innit?
were good last
But
season.
modern football suggests the shit football doesn't win those titles anymore. It doesn't win the big football games anymore, or the league at least. Maybe the cup games it might. Anyway, guys, this was an amazing session, especially for me and Haroon. I feel like that was like, I don't know, man. That was really enjoyable for me, man. What do you think, Haroon?
Nice seeing these men hash it out.
Yeah,
Not
100%.
in a
I
group
hope
chat.
I hope for Shahan and Haroon share that was very therapeutic. All right, let's finish the video here. Share anything to say?
Levy out, ENIC out.
Haroon,
Levy in, ENIC in.
Shahan,
Conte out and Nick out.
Pochin as well.
Pochettino,
Guys,
he's
this-
coming. He's definitely coming. I promise you. My IDK's told me the agents have already done it. He's already got his property in London. He's already looking at the youngsters, thinking, "Raw, did, bruv. It's coming, fam." It's
When
coming.
Shahan says youngsters, he means guys like Winks, Skip,
Shit,
Tanganga,
shit. I've said this
Devine,
shit. They're all
Scarlett,
shit.
Troy Parrott.
Oh shit,
Yeah, but that's
bro.
who he's going to
Shahan
be
wants to
expected
bed
to
in.
come and make
Oh,
better.
shit.
That's who Shahan wants to bed in.
Bullshit. It's
Anyway,
a process.
guys,
Trust the process. No Arteta.
Guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video, get in the comments if you enjoyed this. Get in the comments what you think Spurs need to do to improve their team. Is it the manager? Is it the ownership? Is it the players? Is it a combination of everything? What do you expect from Tottenham to do this season? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm your host, Adnan. This is Between the Lines podcast. See you in the next one. Peace out.